Welcome back to 10-Foot Customs and the third episode of the fuel injection system. And this time I promise this episode will have a finish in the car driving. If you stuck with me through the first two episodes, thank you very much. And if you haven't, go check out the first two episodes of this. But this third episode will have a running and driving car, I promise. But this last episode has a couple issues that we have to solve, so. It is day like 7,4102 on this fuel injection project, and I made the executive decision to try to get a couple things done. So as soon as I got home from work, I kind of just, finished running the fuel lines and zip tied them up underneath the frame. Things that are going to be different on any vehicle, so it's not specific to anything. One of the big ones I have to do is I have to fix this bracket for the throttle and the kickdown. I was going to just add a piece here and then drill a new hole, and that would have given me the spacing I need. And then Kobe said, why don't you just cut it off and flip it 180 and it'll put it right where you need it. And I said, well, of course, who wouldn't do it that way? So I'm going to make that really quick, flip it, weld it, and then this throttle bracket will be done. So it took a second, flipped this bracket, welded it, and then ground it down nice and smooth. I'll put a quick coat of black paint on it and it'll be fine, and it'll move my bracket away from the fuel line and we should be good. I'm under the car again. I'm going to try to show you what I've done underneath the car. This is pretty much wrapped up. The engine bay is wrapped up. I just finished running the lines. I finished doing the wiring under here for the tank. The only thing left I got to do, and I'm not concerned about it for tonight, is to hook up the vent line. I'll show you that in a second. I have to make a bracket for it. And then I have to hook up the filler tube. That's the only thing that on this tank that's not done. So let me show you where we're at with that. Okay, so what we've got underneath here is our power line is hooked up. Ground line is hooked up. This is the sending unit for the fuel gauge, which is not hooked up yet because I don't know where it's going to the new gauge yet. So I'm just going to have it looped up here. Power line runs up and it follows the fuel lines that go to the front of the car there. And then this is where my vent line is going to go, and I've got to hook up a vent. They give you a little vent thing that's got to be above the highest part of the fuel tank, so it's got to sit above the filler. So I think what I'm going to do is just pop a hole right up in here, put a little bracket, and put my little vent as high as I can up underneath here. But that's pretty simple. It's just going to go up and run to there. Pretty sure that's all we need to do underneath here. So close for tonight. Either I lost the two clamps that come with the filler spout, or I didn't get them. Losing them is probably more accurate because that wouldn't surprise me that I lost them. But once the filler spout is on, I can put some gas in it. The rear end's done, the fuel tank area is done, the engine bay is done, I do believe, and we should be ready to go. I just gotta connect the cables to the battery. It's getting cold, see my breath. But I'll try to get that done tomorrow. Shouldn't take more than 10 or 15 minutes to do all that, and we'll see if this will fire up on fuel injection. I rushed home from work today, and on the way I grabbed the clamps for the filler spout. I got some fuel, and if everything else is done right, we should be able to get this thing fired up here in a minute. So put a little bit of gasoline in it. Hopefully all my clamps are tight and all my wiring is done. and there won't be any leaks. Okay, so the last couple things I did tonight when I got back was to install this tube. Those were the clamps I was missing right there. And then up underneath here, I built the little bracket. I built a little bracket for the vent right here. So the vent I have it facing toward the back here. I'm assuming that'll be okay. And that just vents the tank. So those are the last things I had to do. Now we will see what happens. Got our little sniper thing in here. The instructions are very clear. We are not to try to start this until we get to the step that they tell us to, and there are, looks to be 8 steps to do this. So first we're going to turn the key on. Key on. There's our thing. Select your sniper system type. So we go to Wizard, and we have I'm gonna have to look up what we have. I don't even know which one we have here, so hold on. I literally didn't even get out of the car, I just looked at the front of the manual. It tells me right there. So we're at the 550, 510, 550, 511, and 516 injection. So we'll click on that. Next. It's a nice little touch screen. Cylinders, 8, no 8. Next. Engine displacement. It was a 350. I'm assuming that's what you should put it at. I don't know if this engine's any bigger than it's supposed to be, so we're going to set it for 350. That's what I know it is, or was. Target idle speed. Use the slider bar to set the desired hot idle speed. CRPM, sniper will target at coolant temperature. 850 is what they have written, so I'll go with that. Okay, cam. The cam we have is, we know it is stock to mild, so we're gonna go stock to mild. Next. Nitrous. None yet. I doubt we'll ever do nitrous. Coil negative. I don't know. I think we're coil negative on the ignition type. Why won't it let me pick the one I want? There it goes. Okay, now it's doing something. Oh, wait. After answering all the questions in the wizard, your calibration will be created. Press the start button to send the oh, there we go. It is sending. Fuel pump just turned on. Hey, Kobe? Can you check if there's any fuel leaks going on? What? Check for fuel leaks. Cycle the key. Fuel pump just shut off. I smell fuel.
I do too, but I don't see any. Oh, wait.
Did that line blow?
Back here.
Where I thought it might?
Turn it on.
I don't know if I can. Hold on.
Yeah.
Did they blow the line?
It's pouring out wherever right here.
Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on. You're so close, but there's a splice in here that someone did right here, and it goes to right there, and the splice is leaking really bad. So I am going to pull this out. That clamp's not even tight, and see if I can figure out how to fix this fuel leak right here. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet, but figure it out. I'm on my way to the parts store again. It's weird that someone looks like they cut out a section of a fuel line, of steel fuel line, and replaced it with rubber. But one side of the cutout, I mean, all the steel is really clean, and one side of where the rubber was had a bubble flare on it, and the other side did not. It was cut clean. So I'm not 100% sure why. If maybe there was a fuel filter in there or something. I don't know. So I'm going to go pick up like 8 feet of 3/8 injection line. I'm going to see if I can get a coupler that allow me to couple the rubber line that comes out of the tank to the new section of line that I'm going to buy, or hose I'm going to buy, and see if that solves the problem. It's getting dark. I'm hoping I can get back in a few minutes. Luckily the store's not far, but we were minutes away from startup on that, if not seconds away from startup. But this is how things go. And when I was under looking, I felt the one side, and it felt like there was a flare in it, but I was really hoping that they were both flared. There's not much we can do about it. We will just try to repair it as we can and go from there. Heading back from the store, I've got fuel injection clamps, I've got fuel injection line, but at least the stores I went to, they don't have a fuel injection coupler that was 3/8 to 3/8, and you're not supposed to use barb fittings like with the multiple ridge. You're supposed to use like a bubble flare fitting, so that they didn't have one like that. So I went on Amazon really quick to see if I had one. I couldn't find one, and a quick search without having to build it. Like, I can find each end, and then I can put it together. I think Earl's makes like a thing you can build one. And I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, I can build it. I'm like, man, that really looks a lot like a fuel filter. I've got another fuel filter that came with the Holley system that's the larger micron. So there's my coupler. I'm just going to couple another fuel filter in back by the fuel tank, at least for right now, and that will be my coupler piece to allow me to connect my 2 pieces of line. It is really getting dark outside. Actually, the camera makes it look lighter than it is. But we're gonna get home, throw the light underneath there, we'll couple in the fuel filter, and we should be good. So, okay, I think I fixed the fuel line. I just replaced a coupler with the second fuel filter that's Holley supplied. So let's now turn the key and see what happens. We got fuel pressure.
Nothing here.
Oh, it sounded like it.
It actually built pressure that time.
Okay, check under the hood again.
Don't see or smell any this time.
Either way, okay, I'm going to try startup here. Pre-startup. Okay, handheld powers up. Wizard has been run to the correct non-timing control. Okay, fuel pressure has been verified. Yes. All wiring has been, yes. With the handheld unit on and the individual startup screen, crank the engine and look at RPM parameter. Well, now that's just too easy. I mean, seriously. Well, that was insane. Like nothing. Did you?
I got it.
Okay. Yeah, so that, wow. Okay. So our idle's running a little high. So I'm not quite sure why. Can you start it up?
Yeah.
Just don't kill me.
Those bars sit perfectly flat now.
I think it's the return line leaking.
Oh. You
Just
ready?
turn it on and then like let it run. Oh, wait, maybe that'll help. What the heck did that just pour from?
Did it just pour out?
Spraying from.
Did one of your clamps come off of your top, or?
Do it again. Stop. Hold on. One last time. It stopped. Well, the leak was found. I'm pretty sure it's the pressure line where the barb is screwed in, and I think my mistake was that I used the liquid thread sealant, which has Teflon in it, and I did do some research, and it said that it should be able to hold up to fuel, and I don't think it can. So I think I can get up in here and unscrew the clamp. If I can, then I can put the socket on there and unscrew the fitting and put Teflon tape on them. And I'll do it with both the feed and the return. I don't think the return's leaking because there's really no pressure in it, but there's no reason to take a chance of leaking fuel. Okay, maybe I'll get the clamp off. My concern was that the clamp wasn't going to come off and then I was going to have to drop the fuel tank. That's still always an option, but I'm hoping I don't have to drop the fuel tank. And again, ow! And again, it's right after work. Kobe's out here welding away at his car. And I want to get this done because it's supposed to snow again on Monday. On my day off, so I'm going to punch this differential. I punched the differential. Ow, that hurt. Whew. Okay, put the lines off. That's the important part. Pain later. Fix now. Oh, right down the face. Okay, that one's off. Okay, I think I can hit the other one with the driver if there's enough room, and pull the other guy out. Oh my gosh. I'm maybe about halfway off. Okay. Oh my goodness. And it's off. Oh. Okay, that was the hard part, I think. Now I should be able to get a socket up in here. Pull these fittings out. That one's gonna be close, but like 9/16 maybe? Oh, please. Let me get this on there. Oh, this is fantastic. Yeah, that Teflon tape just kind of dissolved. There's nothing on it. So, note to those that liquid Permatex stuff cannot be used for fuel. Where's the other one? There it is, right there. Oh, come on, get on there. Okay. There it is. Come on. Oh, thank goodness. That would have been a nightmare otherwise. In the low pressure side, there's actually tape still. On the high pressure side, there was none, so it just can't hold up to the pressure. Interesting. But we'll replace them both. Standard Teflon tape. on both of them, and I've never had a problem with this stuff on fuel before, so I don't know why I just didn't do this in the first place, but I didn't, and that was a dumb thing, because it's caused me more trouble than it needed to be. Now, can I get this to start threading? If I can get it to start, we are golden on this one. This is going to be the hardest one. It's the deepest one back. Somewhere right about there. Ah. Oh man, this is an ab workout. I think it started. Woo. Okay, that's pretty tight. Put the one that was leaking in, and hopefully it will leak no more. That one is ugly right in front here. Okay, that's tight. That's tight. Okay, now where do my clamps go? There it is. There's one. How bad did I damage this end? Oh, barely. Haha, fuel in the face. Okay, let's see if that solved our problem. Cycle it again. Not a drip. Yeah, start it. So with the car running, we're waiting for that top center one to get up to 160. And once that gets to 160, the car isn't supposed to start learning the idle and everything. Then I can adjust the idle. So that's what we're waiting on now, is the 160, and see if my idle drops down, because I have the idle set to 850. So we're getting close. So the current RPM is too high, and I'm gonna go adjust it now. Our temperature range is good. I need to get the IAC position between 2 and 10%, but the TPS has to stay at 0. So we're gonna do that supposedly by turning that screw right there. So turn that, I'll tell you. So I'm gonna have Kobe turn the screw, and I'm gonna watch the gauge. Okay. RPM's coming down. Keep coming down, but it's still 0% on the IAC.
Wait, what am I turning down to?
Till I tell you to stop.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Right there. Our TPS is still at 0, and our IAC is between 2 and 10%, and our RPM is at 850. That sounds good, right?
Yeah.
So Sam and I are going to take this thing out for a quick drive and help the Holley do its thing. And I'm going to go put gas in it so I have enough gas to drive around for a minute. And then I already shot a 0 to 60 video with Katie, and I want to do another one now with this in it. And we'll see if the carburetor and then we'll see if the Holley has any more punch. I feel like it already does have a little bit more punch, so we'll catch you when we do that part of the video. Just rolled back in with a Nova, and it's got a hunting, it idle hunts, so at idle it just between like low 7s and high 9s, and so I'm gonna have to figure that out and see what's going on with that. I may have to adjust I might have to adjust my IAC to make it run better, but I'm not 100% sure. I thought this was supposed to teach itself everything, but that's okay. The other thing is, I don't think I have my kickdown cable adjusted properly, because if I hammer it, not even hammer, if I just get on a little bit hard, it doesn't seem to want to downshift, and you just hear the trans pump squealing. So I'm gonna have to figure out. I think I don't have enough slack in my kickdown cable, so I'm gonna have to adjust that and get that running right. And then once it seems to be running really well, I will try to shoot another 0 to 60 video with the sniper on it and see if it's any better. Which, again, the car already feels punchier just leaving a light. So I think it's gonna be a lot punchier once I can get the idle hunting down in the trans kickdown cable adjusted. So so hang on, and I'll get that adjusted, and we'll get that 0 to 60 video done here for you shortly. It's been a week since I shot that video of us coming home with it and having to figure out some minor tuning on it. I did get the Holley idling better. Still has a little bit of hunting. But I spent a week trying to get the kickdown cable on this Turbo 350 to operate properly, where it was actually shifting all the gears. But I did end up finding the problem. The Turbo 350 that's in here is actually a 700 R4. So that's not quite what we wanted to hear, and third gear is now gone. It just revs out. So, like I said, a failure in this video to get this car running well. And it does drive, but there's no third gear. If you hammer it hard enough, you can get to overdrive, but you know, it's not really a drivable car. So I'm gonna have to end this video with, like I said, a failure, but we're going to solve it. On the other side of the car here, I have a brand new Turbo 350 that's going to be going in, and I've got 72 hours between now and Cars and Coffee on Sunday. This is Thursday evening, to hopefully make this car run. So that's where we're at. I have some videos coming up, not on the Nova, that are going to be shot of Rusty's engine being built. I have a 3-episode build video, or build series for Rusty. So those will be coming up. Maybe in the midst of those, there'll be a Cars and Coffee video. And hopefully in those Cars and Coffee video, you'll see the Nova at Cars and Coffee. I don't know yet, because again, that's 72 hours from now. So I don't even know what's going to happen. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully next video you see, this will be running on a brand new Turbo 350 and have all 3 gears. That's the plan. Hope everybody has a great week.